I worked so hard for that title.
The greatest moment of 16-year-old Clara Adams' young career taken away from her because of a celebration. After winning the 400-meter event at the CIF State Championships with a time of 53.24 seconds, her dream of winning a state title went up in flames after celebrating using a fire extinguisher.
When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone. That was our moment of celebration, and the CIF officials made that about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The booth, CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. But those few guys in those jackets, they took offense to it, didn't like it, and they made a decision based on emotions.
The North Salinas High sophomore grabbed a fire extinguisher from her father and coach and extinguished off her spikes. The CIF deemed her celebration unsportsmanlike, stripping her of her title. It's a celebration made famous by American sprint icon Maurice Green, who enjoyed her paying homage to him and thinks she should get her state title back.
When I heard, like, because it happened and then people just started calling me, oh, this girl who just won the 400 redid your celebration. I was like, huh, what? If it was away from everyone and not really interfering with anybody, I would say reinstate her.
One clear infraction was Clara's father hopping the railing onto the track after the race, but says he only did that because of how CIF officials were treating his daughter.
There's a CIF rule saying you can't come over the wall, you can't be on the infield, which is a rule respected. But at this point, I explained before about being a coach and a father wearing the different hats. I saw an official grab my daughter by the arm. They were yelling in her face. When he grabbed her by the arm, I went over the wall at that point. I'm father now. I'm not coach anymore. I'm over the wall.
Now, the true fastest 400-meter runner in the state is back home without a medal. And even if the CIF is to reinstate her as the champion, she never got that moment of being crowned a champion.
Even if everything goes in my favor, in regards to like getting my title back, I'll still never get that moment back, like standing on the podium as a sophomore. I'll never get that back because they took it from me.
Clara was also disqualified from competing in the 200-meter race because of that celebration. And we did some research, analyzed 20 years of state championships, found 0 other times where someone was disqualified and stripped of a title for unsportsmanlike conduct. We reached out to the CIF, haven't heard anything back. We also put up a poll on our Instagram, Dan, asking our viewers if they believe she should have been banned for this or not. Over 1,000 votes and counting, 87% of people saying she shouldn't have been banned for this. And the support from the community has been overwhelming so far.
And she's an immense talent, and she's only a sophomore.
Yeah, she's going to come back stronger and better than ever. They better watch out for Clara Adams.
You bet. All right. Thank you very much, Jay.
North Salinas High School's track star Clara Adams sprinting her way through the record books in the 2025 season, and she has an opportunity to become a state champion on Saturday. In the CCS final, the sophomore shattered the 400-meter record with a time of 53.23 seconds, which was also good for the fastest time in the state. Her father and coach, David Adams, says he saw a look in his daughter's eyes before the race and knew something special was about to happen. At 16 years old, Adams already has quite the resume. She's broken countless school records, is a CCS champion in multiple events, but besides her unreal speed, perhaps her best trait, her composure, which she's bringing into the state championships.
I just have to stay focused. I can't get like sidetracked. Don't panic or like don't let anything around you like, you know, throw you off or anything. Just having tunnel vision.
The state championships are being held at Buchanan High School in Clovis. Clara will run her preliminary races on Friday. Those times will determine if she qualifies to run for a state title on Saturday. We are wishing you all the best, Clara. Good luck.
So California track officials stripped 16-year-old Clara Adams of her state championship. She ran the 400-meter dash in 53.24 seconds, which is a great time. This is what happened. So she runs the 400-meter dash. After it's over with, her father here hands her a fire extinguisher. She took the fire extinguisher and she doused her shoes with the fire extinguisher to denote that she was running so fast that her shoes were on fire. Now, this isn't the first time this celebration has been done. Maurice Green did this back either before the Olympics or sometime during the Olympics. You can Google it. It's been done before. The only people, it appears, that had a problem with this is the officials, and they're the only ones that matter when it comes to race behavior. Now, here's my positive side. She didn't do it around anybody. No one was in danger. It was a great celebratory moment, and according to her father and others, they enjoyed the celebration. So I think personally, these race officials are just being putty-duddies. I'm sure another coach probably complained who had another girl in the race that lost. And I'm sure somebody didn't like it. But the question is, who did it hurt? It didn't hurt anyone. Celebrations are normal. And to strip someone of a state championship, I think is very, very extreme. California is a very weird place because you got boys outrunning girls and getting championships, but you are mad at a young lady for spraying off her shoes and celebrating. I don't get it. I don't agree with it. I think you should get this young lady her state title back, and shame on CIF officials for deeming this unsportsmanlike. Even if you deem it unsportsmanlike, is not a reason to take her title away because she's the fastest 400-meter runner in the state of California. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for listening.
A 16-year-old track star here in California was disqualified from the CIF state championships after winning because officials said her celebration was unsportsmanlike. I'm going to show you. Look at this video. Okay, Macias712 posted this on YouTube. That is 16-year-old Clara Adams winning the 400. Again, it's what happens after. Her coach and her dad handed her a fire extinguisher. And a little small fire extinguisher. She took it over kind of to this area by herself and she sprayed her cleats. I mean, you can kind of get, she's saying she's on fire. She needs to cool off. The crowd is cheering, but officials did not like this. So as you can imagine, you know, she's distraught. The officials say this is just against the rules, that it went too far. She's trying to get her title back, but also saying that no matter what happens through this appeals review process, she can never get that moment back. She didn't get to stand up there on the podium. Again, she's 16 years old. She's a kid. I'm curious what you all think about this rule, what you think about this ordeal overall.
With everything that has happened in track and field in this last year, this story is actually heartbreaking. So 16-year-old track star Clara Adams, after winning her race, was stripped of her state title. And I'm pretty sure you're wondering why. And it's for a post-race celebration that she did when no one was around, all the opponents were gone, and she did it on the sideline. She recreated Olympic legend Maurice Green's celebration with the fire extinguisher. That's where you take the extinguisher and you spray it on your feet, you know, saying like my feet are on fire, celebrating how fast you just ran. This is all after winning the 400-meter event at the CIF state championship. Apparently, the CIF officials did not like what she did. The crowd liked it. Everybody else was, you know, behind the celebration and understood exactly what she did. But now she's been stripped of her state title. Me personally, I don't think that's fair. If you see in the video, nobody was going to be harmed. There's no problem with that. It feels as if they want to control the celebration of the athletes more than anything else because no one was in danger for that celebration. I promise you, look it up. No one was around. I think that is completely unfair.
Clara Adams, a 16-year-old high school sprinter, won the 400-meter state championship Saturday, May 31st in Clovis, California in stunning fashion. Clara Adams finished with a time of 53.24 seconds. What should have been the crowning moment of her young career, however, quickly turned to controversy. Okay. Moments after the race, Adams was disqualified for what high school officials called an unsportsmanlike act after spraying a fire extinguisher during her celebration. "I worked so hard for that title. I feel robbed," Clara said. Video circulating online shows Clara spraying the fire extinguisher on her track shoes in celebration. She does it alone on the track's infield, and it's immediately correlated by meeting officials. She got the fire extinguisher from her father, who is also her coach. I told Clara you're on fire. She did not do it in front of her opponents, David Adams said. After learning of the decision, she wasn't disrespecting anyone. California Interscholastic Federation officials did not find it amusing. They immediately stripped a 16-year-old Adams of her 40-meter title and did not allow her to run in the 20-meter race later that day. If Clara had run her qualifying time again, she would have finished second in that event. When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone, Clara said. That was our moment of celebration, and CIF officials made it about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. Both those few guys in those jackets took offense to it, didn't like it, and made a decision based off emotions. The celebration by North Celeste High School sophomore Clara was a pre-planned attempt to pay homage to Olympic gold medal winner Maurice Green, who famously did the celebration after a meet in 2004. Clara has seen her time shorten over the last couple of years. At a meet earlier this year in Arcadia, California, she won a 200-meter and finished second in the 400. At the time, she told Youth Runner magazine she was looking forward to a state championships. I just knew I could go sub 24 now, Clara said, especially the time of the year that is it. I have 6 weeks or a little more until state, so I have time to improve. So that's encouraging to me. Some parents and track fans are calling out the perceived hypocrisy of the California Interscholastic Federation for allowing trans athlete A.B. Hernandez to compete in the same state championship meet. A.B. is a 16-year-old from Europa Valley High School. Europa won gold in both girls' high jump and triple jump and won silver in the long jump. AB shared the podium with other athletes due to CIF's decision ahead of the meet to allow more girls to medal in events in which AB qualified. Their decision made national headlines, and President Trump threatened to pull federal funding from California unless it bars trans female athletes from competing on the girls' teams. Clara's celebration is also generating more headlines. This is now a petition with over 2,500 signatures circulating online that calls for Clara to be reinstated as a 400-meter state champion. Olympian Maurice Green has said the same. California school officials have yet to respond. Disqualification of a high school athlete following her uncontroversial celebration and winning a state championship raises questions about sportsmanship rules, the role of governing bodies, and border debates in youth athletes. This is, I agree. They let a trans man win over girls, but they won't let a biological woman celebrate, but they'll let this man run in all types of events with women, and this is not fair. I hope California's funding will get pulled because of something like this. You know, I love California, but this is a big hypocrisy. And now the lines are divided between the biological women of sports and trans people of sports because of something like this. Now, I hope Clara will get back her medal. She deserves it 100%. And I hope that she wins even more medals in the future. So, Clara girl, congratulations on your win. You go, girl. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head. Have a great day, YouTube.
This high school student just had her state championship medal taken away in California after she took a fire extinguisher to her cleats. So if you watch right here, after the girl wins, she grabs a fire extinguisher and sprays her cleats down, trying to say that they were on fire because of how fast she was running. And the officials did not like that, even though the crowd and the announcers both loved it and were congratulating her and were cheering her on. The few people there in suits that were from the CIF said they are not going to allow her to stand on the podium. And the thing is, she was just recreating this Olympian celebration when he won his race, took his cleats off, and had it sprayed with a fire extinguisher. He was interviewed about the whole thing and even said that California should reinstate her state championship. This girl went on to say that she has worked her whole life and so hard to win this track meet, and for it to be taken away from a celebration is tragic. Now, you would feel like a lot of people would be on the girl's side, but there are comments like this all over the internet right now saying her dad and especially her coach should have known better. Unfortunately, she is now having to pay for their need for more attention because her dad did end up bringing her the fire extinguisher and handing it to her from the stands.
You haven't been following this controversy out in California around Clara Adams, the sprinter who was stripped of her state title in the 400 meter by the CIF. She was punished because her celebration when she won the 400 meter was considered excessive by the CIF. This is the same CIF that will not protect girls from boys competing against them in track and field. It's the same CIF that kicked a woman out of the stadium simply for standing up for the protection of women's sports. This is the same CIF, okay, who called her unsportsmanlike for an excessive celebration. Now, maybe it was a little bit of an exuberant celebration, but look how fast the CIF takes decisive punitive action against a girl, but will not protect girls from boys coming into their sports. They protect those boys at all costs. This is disgusting. The CIF should reinstate Clara Adams. They also stopped her from getting her 200 meter opportunity because they said because of the excessive celebration, you now can't run the 200 meter. Reinstate Clara Adams, CIF. You guys are so appalling at this point. You don't even lift a finger for girls to protect them from this threat of males invading women's sports, but you will take the fastest, decisive action against Clara Adams when she simply celebrates exuberantly. And by the way, her dad shouldn't have jumped over the wall either, you know, all of that. But I see a dad that loves his daughter, is involved in coaching and supporting her. It's just punishing all the wrong people. I'm sorry, but you let boys in women's sports. CIF, you should be ashamed of yourself.